Wayne was looking to purchase that company to save jobs in his local community. He wanted to be a major employer. You see, Wayne had chosen to live in a small town because he wanted to raise his children there. But it had to be a healthy community for that to be reasonable. He always intended to not just keep the plant open, it was intended to grow. And now the stakes were really high. Not only was Wayne's net worth at stake and his children's education, but 100 employees and their families, and the trust that the Fortune 500 company had put in his hands. Worse, if Wayne had to not satisfy that customer and he would have to go someplace else, one of Wayne's competitors was going to gain all of his hard work. You know, something happened when Wayne got turned down by the bank for that $1 million. He formed an assumption that resources were scarce. And unwittingly, based on that assumption, he began to choke his company's future. It was his company's future that was hostage to a lack of resources, not his past, until we met. When I met Wayne, I asked him an important question from the back door perspective. And that question is this: Wayne, if all the resources you needed were your own, what size business would you want to build? About 5 years. $100 million. And then he quickly covered his mouth, as if he could actually recover those words. You see, in just that one moment, Wayne actually got in touch with his inner entrepreneur. But then he was basically fearful that no one would believe his vision, least of all investors from whom he really needed the cash. Do you actually fear, Mr. Jones, that investors might not believe your biggest entrepreneurial vision?
Nope.
Way to go. Way to go. Is there anybody here who thinks that an investor might not believe your biggest entrepreneurial vision? It can be a real tricky issue. But let me tell you how I used the backdoor approach to eradicate that particular issue that Wayne had. I helped Wayne create a 2-page corporate resume that captured that $100 million vision of his, assuming unlimited resources. And then I circulated it, this anonymous document, to a selected group of investors, professional investors. Why professional investors? Because professional investors are the perfect mirror for an entrepreneur. You see, as investors that are outside your company, thinking about making an investment in a company that you're already an investor in, these investors are the most at-stake feedback an entrepreneur can get. Based on the feedback that Wayne got through the back door on his corporate resume, he saw his company's biggest vision through an objective set of eyes for the first time. And it gave him an incredible sense of confidence that perhaps his heart-of-heart ambition really was believable to a marketplace of professional investors. With that liberated vision of his future, Wayne made Morris, Illinois, the headquarters of a national company. He went on to open several plants in multiple states, achieved that $25 million 5-year goal in 1 year, and became one of 2 dominant industry players in a short time. How did he do it? Well, this is only step 1 of a 3-step process. So let's fast forward. Wayne actually attracted $10 million for a minority stake of his company. Wow. How does an entrepreneur who got turned down for $1 million attract $10 million and keep control? Certainly not based on his past. You see, the one thing that we all have in common is that our future is bigger than our past. Our future is bigger than our past because we have the ability to change the future. A lesson I learned during my sojourn on Wall Street when I was an undercover business builder is this: entrepreneurs are the most advanced species on the planet. It's we entrepreneurs that create value. We excel under uncertainty. We thrive where others can't even survive. And yet, all too often, we forget our unique capacity to move the promise of the future into the present. You see, it's you, the entrepreneur, not financing that's the scarce resource. The three things that Wayne experienced out of the back door were these. Dream big, really big, assuming unlimited resources. Second, document your vision clearly for an investor to be able to identify and understand in your own corporate resume. 3, never expose your company's name and reputation in the marketplace of investors until you are totally ready. Using the backdoor approach, Wayne was able to ignite his largest entrepreneurial vision, and he found currency in there. You know the worst thing that could have happened to Wayne? He could have gotten that $1 million, and he would have never known about the $100 million company he could have had. How about you? Wayne used the backdoor approach to liberate a $100 million company trapped inside his $7 million company. Is there a $100 million company trapped inside your company? When you think about your company's future, what do you see? Let's go there together. But before we do, I have great news for you. You've just won the lottery. Now, it's been at an all-time high. So after taking a well-deserved vacation, paying off a couple of bills, you have all the money you need to be able to grow your business the way you wish. So, let's go there together. I'm going to transport you 10 years into the future. March 19th, 2017. What size business are you building with all the money that is your own? What are the top opportunities that you've captured? What are the dangers that you've eradicated? And what are the strengths that you've built on? You'll notice on your handout, the one with the cute little man with a circle and he's whipping a dollar bill through that. There's a place for you to write down the revenue level that you will be creating in 2017. And while you're at it, go ahead and write down the level of profitability that you'll have. 10%? No. 20%? Maybe. 30? Getting close. With just those two statistics, you are in the process of creating your very own corporate resume, just like the corporate resume that Wayne created. And with that corporate resume, you are converting your passion into currency. But let's leave the back door behind us, and let's go cash in on that currency. That takes us to step 2, the mosaic approach. We would all love a single source financing solution. Maybe a deep pocket investor, maybe a flexible banker. That would work. That would really solve the problems, right? Wrong. A single source investor could be the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Invariably, it comes at a very high cost. You could become hostage to that investor. You could lose control of your company. If you don't remember anything else from this evening's event, please remember this. Self-sufficiency for an entrepreneur is tapping into your own currency. When you tap into the currency in your passion, you will uncover a wider number of resources that want you in control than you ever imagined possible. But in order to tap your own currency, you need a new tool. That new tool is a mosaic. Now, we all know what a mosaic is. A beautiful stained glass